To customize a schedule for your sensible power devices, log in to the dashboard. Just below the energy usage graph in the center of the page is the blue Manage Programs button. Click on it to continue. Welcome to the Program Management page. This page has three main sections. The My Programs section is on the left side in the light gray box. A calendar is in the center of the page. And windows for the transition points of each of your sensible power devices are on the right side of the page in the dark gray area. Remember, transition points are those points in time when a device's target temperature, mode, or status is scheduled to change. Now let's see how all this works together by customizing our programs. To get started, we'll click on the Weekday program. This program has been set up to meet the needs of someone who is working an 8-to-5 job, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Underneath the expanded Weekday program are two tabs: Recurring and Specific Days. These tabs allow you to pick the months and days of this particular schedule. For now, we'll focus on just the Recurring tab. Here, every month of the year, January through December, and the days Monday through Friday have been selected, as shown by the light blue highlights. This means that the Weekday program will run the same schedule every weekday of every month on your sensible power devices, unless told otherwise. You can verify this by looking at the calendar in the middle of the page and clicking through the months using the gray arrows to each side of the month and year. Now let's hop over to our transition point section on the right side of the page. Here we have transition points for two devices: our demo thermostat and our garage water heater. The demo thermostat has 3 transition points already set. Let's make adjustments to the 6:30 a.m. transition point. We'll change the time from 6:30 to 6 a.m. First, click on the time. The whole page will dim, and an interactive light box labeled Transition Point Start Time will appear in the center of the page. The light box has adjustment sliders for hours and minutes and buttons for AM and PM. Click and continue to hold down on the minute slider and move it to the left. The minutes change in 15-minute increments. We'll release the mouse when the minutes read 00 and leave the AM button selected. If at any point during or after making adjustments, you wish to cancel your adjustments, click on the red Cancel button at the bottom of the box and the transition point will return to its previous settings. Satisfied with the time change, we'll click the green Save button. Next, let's change the thermostat's 6 a.m. heating target temperature. To adjust the heating target temperature, click inside the dim red box for the 6 a.m. transition point. Again, the whole page dims and a light box appears in the center of the page. The box is labeled Preferred Heat Temperature at the bottom and has an adjustment slider for the preferred heat temperature. Click and continue to hold down on the minute slider and move it down to 65 degrees. Click Save. Cooling target temperatures can be changed the same way, by first clicking in the blue box, then making adjustments in the light box. To the right of the target temperatures is a mode button that toggles between the system settings: Auto, Heat, Cool, and Off. The Auto mode automatically cools or heats depending on the temperature outside. This is the system setting we recommend. If you wish to only heat, click the Mode button until Heat appears. The cooling target temperature disappears, and only the heating target temperature can be adjusted. When only Cool is selected, the heating target temperature disappears, and you can only make adjustments to the cooling target temperature. If the system is set to Off, then no target temperatures can be selected. You can add a transition point by clicking on the large green button at the bottom of the transition point window. You can delete a transition point by clicking on the bright red button with the X in the middle to the right of the System Mode button. You can collapse a device's transition point window by clicking on the button with a triangle on it in the upper right corner of the window. When we started making adjustments, two very large buttons stretching the length of the program management window drop down near the top of the screen in a brown box. When you're satisfied with your programming, click the green Save Programs button on top. If not, click the skinnier red Cancel button on the bottom. We'll click the green Save Programs button. Now let's work on the transition points of our garage water heater. Since no one should be at this house at 9 a.m. on a typical weekday, let's add a transition point at that time. Click the green Add Transition Point button at the bottom of the garage water heater box. A new transition point shaded green appears under the last transition point in the list. Let's change the new transition point's time. Click in the 11 a.m. black box. In the light box, move the hour slider to 9 and make sure the AM button is selected. Click Save. There are no temperatures to adjust on the water heater, only modes. The modes are toggled on or off by clicking the white button to the right of the time. Leave the 9 a.m. transition point in the off mode. Let's have the water heater come on again at 6 p.m. Click the green Add Transition Point button. Click the 11 a.m. box. In the light box, move the hour slider to 6 and click the PM button. Click Save. Click on the Mode button to change it from off to on. Click Save Programs at the top of the page. Now let's set up a vacation schedule. Click on the Vacation program. Just so we can see the month we want to work on, we'll click the Calendar forward to November. Make sure the Specific Days tab is selected. Click the green Date or Range button. A window pops up displaying the months of the year 3 months at a time. This will help you set the date or range of your vacation. Use the arrows in each corner of the pop-up window to navigate to November. Once November appears in the pop-up window, click Monday the 21st. The pop-up window disappears, and Monday, November 21st in the calendar is now yellow, matching the vacation programs color in the My Programs column. The recurring weekday program for this specific day has been discarded and replaced with a new vacation program without you having to do anything else. Click on the right text box beneath the Specific Days tab. Click on November 25th in the pop-up window. Now the days November 21st through November 25th are highlighted in yellow, and these days will follow the vacation program. Looking at the transition points, the water heater is scheduled to be off, and the settings on the demo thermostat are fine, so we'll click Save Programs at the top of the page. Now we have a vacation program set. Now let's create a new program just for Fridays from scratch. We want the schedule to run every Friday until further notice. Since this will be a new recurring program and will replace a part of the recurring weekday program, we first have to make an edit to the weekday program. One recurring program will not replace another automatically like a specific day's program will. Underneath the Weekday tab, deselect Friday. The Fridays in the calendar have turned to the default white, sensible power schedule. Fridays have now been released from the recurring weekday program and are now free to be included in the new recurring Friday program. Click the green Add Program button at the bottom of the My Program section. An Add Program pop-up box appears, wanting a name for the new program. We'll type in Friday and then click OK at the bottom of the pop-up box. A new program appears in the My Program section named Friday in orange. Click the Recurring tab. Select all of the months January through December below Select Months. Select the F for Friday below Select Days. The Fridays in the calendar are now orange. Over in the Transition Point section, click Add Transition Point at the bottom of the demo thermostat to begin designing a schedule for the new Friday program. From here, the programming continues as in the previous examples. If you wish to duplicate a program and then make minor adjustments without creating a new program from scratch, click the blue Copy button underneath the program you wish to copy, and the program will be duplicated. Name it and edit the schedule as you wish. Upon saving, it will appear in the My Programs column with a new color designation. In this example, we created a spring break schedule for March. If you wish to delete a program, click the red Remove button at the bottom of that program's window, and then click Save Programs. If you accidentally click the Remove button for a program, click Cancel at the top of the page instead. If you have any other questions or want to learn more about the Program Management screen, click the blue Info button at the far right of the Weekday bar, and the Knowledge Center will open in another browser tab. Thanks for watching the Program Management module.